Go live. Hey, Mama's online. Give me 1 sec while I record to the computer, not to the cloud. Here we go, to the computer. Wow. Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome to Mum with a Side Hustle. So many women feel like showing up authentically online is a huge barrier. And the idea of having a faceless brand is pretty tempting, especially when there's even ads telling you that you can do that. There's a way of doing that. But I want to say today that your story is the key to standing out and winning online. And I've spent more than 10 years helping people rewrite their story. And I can tell you, it's not just about what we share, it's how we share it that creates a connection. So in today's world, there's AI, there's deep fake, and we all want what is real and what is authentic. And so the answer is actually you. You are the answer, and you have the power to show up, be real, and have a space. You've got a space. Online is a space where you can show up as you. And it's time to silence every critic. It's time to master social media and build a business that thrives because of who you are, not in spite of it. So yeah, it's great to have you all here today. So lovely to get to share this again. And in a few minutes, my lovely friend Laura is going to make it into the room. She's currently driving here because we're super excited. We're going to interview Laura today. I'll tell you more about Laura soon. But anyway, welcome to Mum with a Side Hustle. It's our live weekly call. Sometimes it's a coffee call, but I don't have a coffee today because I had my 2 coffees nice and early. But a big welcome, hello to all you mums joining us on the Facebook page, on the YouTube channel, wherever you're tuning in from. And a big welcome to the mamas in our mum tribe who are in the Zoom room. So we've got Rita and Jade and Laura here with us today, and we've got about 3 other mums in the mum tribe. If you are keen on jumping on one of these Zoom calls and being part of the conversation, you're more than welcome. So just let me know and I'll add you to the email list. But hey, if you're joining us, leave a comment, drop something to say hi or ask a question, do whatever you want to do, especially if you're on YouTube. Why don't you follow, subscribe, then we'll know that you're there and we can be connected with you. So yeah, it's great to have you here, and I hope that these Zoom calls are useful to you. I know that they've been really useful to me because I'm on a journey of learning how to build a personal brand. I think that everything I've learned is telling me that this is key in today's business world, is to nail this whole thing of a personal brand. So yeah, really excited that I get to take you guys on this journey. So today we're on week 3 of building a personal brand. We started with learning about how to figure out our mission, our values, our unique value proposition, which is like a really cool way of saying like what's unique about what you offer and how do you explain that to people. We've been talking about who your niche is and how you need to narrow down your niche. Okay, here is our special guest. Come in. Oh, it's locked, is it? I'm sorry. I locked the door, otherwise my kids come in. Hi, you look beautiful. I love that top. How fun. Oh, she's beautiful. Hey. Did she dress up for the call as well?
She did, yeah. She got her little denim pants.
Oh, they're so cute.
She's like, where am I?
Yeah, like, what's happening? How's she gonna cope?
I've been in like 2 different cars in the last 10 minutes.
Okay, everyone say hi to Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
So we're up here, Laura.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking in there.
We won't get distracted by ourselves down there. In fact, I'll just hide that.
There's a few of us up here.
Yeah, so Jade's with us and Rita's with us. There we go. Jade says, hi, Laura. Let's just check the Facebook, see if anyone's live. Sometimes I forget that we're actually live on Facebook. How are you doing? Do you need to take a deep breath?
We're good.
You made it. You
Yeah.
made it from the station
to town.
Dropped off your vehicle.
Yes. One kid is at home with the dad, and 2 are here with me, and had a little mum mission in between, but we are here.
I love this colour.
Thank you.
In fact, I think we look quite nice together today, the way we've colour coordinated, you know,
Good.
all the hours we spent preparing for that. Oh, that's so cool. Well, let me introduce you to Laura. She's an amazing mum who I met through Raising Royalty. I don't have any toys. She can have my lipstick. I should probably just put it in her mouth.
In belonging car keys.
And through Master the Code Challenge. So that's how we met. And just like me, Laura wants people to know about the amazing opportunities that we have at Raising Royalty and what we're all about. And so she's been going on this journey of learning to build a personal brand. It's very fresh, very new.
Yeah, a quick journey.
It has to be fast.
It
You've
has
got to
to be
get
fun.
started.
Yeah, and everything you listen to says make decisions quickly. So I'm making decisions quick.
But I just think it'd be cool if you could like introduce yourself a little bit.
Sure.
And then I've got 2 questions for you before I use you as like a test case
Okay.
today. I hope that's all right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm Laura McIntyre. I'm a mum of 3, got an amazing husband. We live on a big station out from Taupo. And we are basically chasing a financially free lifestyle to live out our wildest dreams, and sort of discover what this place has in store for us as a family and as a couple and as individuals. My husband, he's been learning to trade the stock markets for about a year, and the personal development that's come through that is just mind-blowing. And then we both went through Master the Code, where I was just sort of woken up and was like, what am I doing? I need to get purpose in my life.
I remember you jumped on when we did the Master the Code last time on Mum with a Side Hustle, eh?
Yes.
Well, I think you asked me, we started chatting and you asked me, do you think I can do Mum with a Side Hustle with
Yes.
a new baby? Because how old was Albie?
Not very old.
Yeah.
Could have been like maybe 4 months.
Yeah, and I probably did Master the Code. I think I did it before I had Olive, but then I did it again quite soon into having her. And I said to you, yes, you
just
definitely
just taper it back. And I'm trying to convince another mother at the moment, with a business, a tire shop business, and 2 kids. And I said, like, you can redo it as many times as you like,
but don't
stop. Yeah, start little bits. So yeah, that's kind of our so that's how we sort of linked in, and then my dream sort of evolved from that. And it was like, okay, we need to kickstart something here. So we've sort of accidentally, non-accidentally started a few, like 4 online businesses, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around how to go from being the annoying salesperson to being someone that is a key person of influence. And I say that to myself every morning and every night now, because I feel like that is the key, is to, and also with the way that things are going nowadays. There's so many platforms for you to be a personal brand, and people are shopping with personal brands and following personal brands. And I think we are
we're going to ride the top of the wave, right? Like we're like going to get on now, and we're not going to be at the bottom, but we're going to like learn while it's still, and we're like still very early on in this whole key person of influence, which is a book actually that Laura and I just sent you yesterday, called Key Person of Influence by Daniel Priestley. But we're just at the beginning of having a personal brand being super, super important. And it's going to be really interesting as the world changes, how that's going to influence like big brands and faceless brands and stuff like that. So, So when we chatted a little not long ago, you were like not really keen on social media,
for lots of reasons.
So what changed? What was the turnaround, and what are you hoping for now?
Well, me personally, I just prayed into it a lot, and Alicia rang out of the blue one day, about a week ago. I'd been toying with it, and I'd even said to Johnny, like my husband, ages ago, I was like, how do you go from like, hey, I've got this awesome drink, to being someone that even cares you've got an awesome drink or an awesome catch or awesome whatever you've got? How do you go from being that person? And he's like, I don't know if I want to like put my family out there with a drink saying, come buy my drink. So we went to school and we basically listened to nearly everything we could, and that opened doors to other people and people to listen to and absorb information, and we sort of understood the formula. And so then I've sort of woken up to realize that, yes, social media is bad, but it can also be a tool for very, very good. So that's where I'm turning to, and sort of finding my style with that. and going to be brave very soon because I want to launch this.
This beautiful woman is going to be
I'm gonna
on
launch it.
TikTok really soon, guys. Get excited. Let's do like a pre-launch. This is the pre-launch.
This is pre-launch. And I encourage everybody that actually we all care about what similar people are doing, because when we wake up in the morning and we're like, oh, why bother?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, so and so looks like this and they're doing it, and
That's right.
I know their story, and we have a similar one. And I think the other thing that's really cool to get your head around is that you've got a whole world of people that could follow you and like what you are about.
Yeah.
And don't just think that the 10 people you've reached out to here in New Zealand or however many people you know,
It's
friends and family.
It's limitless.
It's limitless. Yeah.
Also, like limitless, like who you could actually impact for
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Like this is not just about making a sale or like
No.
getting money in your bank so you guys can have a happy life.
Yeah,
like
being the light.
yeah, that's right. And like, yes, social media has some massive pitfalls and has some negative influences, but like I personally felt challenged to like show up and be me because like my voice can actually be a good voice, you know, and that was something that God talked to me about a long time ago, because you know everyone's like, I'm having a social media fast, which hey, if you need to do it, like if it's becoming a problem, then definitely get off for a while.
But why not channel? That's what I've sort of taken. You know, why not channel that into the good?
Yeah, like why don't you?
So if you're going to be on it, why don't you
space with like with great positive things, and especially yeah, I mean, do you mind like sharing what you're hoping you talk to me about? Are you going to share the name?
Yeah, potentially.
Pre-launch.
Yeah, pre-launch. Rolling with it quite quickly, but Divine Life Diaries. So we are yeah, the idea sort of has developed into what would I share, how would I share it, and I sort of said to Alicia a few days ago probably, and I was like, I'm not selling one product. How do I go about this? It's like a lifestyle I'm going to be selling, because I want people to be financially free and live a limitless life, a divine life. And some days it means sweating to get here to meet with awesome people because you've got a sick child, and but you know, your goals as a mother have to stand there and stand through the storms and the sunshine.
I think it just makes us better.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if anyone can understand like the kind of resilience a mother grows.
And the showing up. Yeah.
Like because like you never know what the kids are gonna do.
Yeah.
This morning, my son I've got like they're sort of like AirPods. They're not AirPods, but they're sort of like AirPods. And Tate got them off the bench, gave them to Olive,
and she swallowed them.
And they pulled them apart. Lucky they didn't swallow them. They pulled them apart. So the little like rubber ends or the silicone ends are off them. I find one on the ground and then I'm like, where are the ends? And I'm like searching the whole house thinking she's done something with them. And then I'm asking him, son, where are they? Where are they? And then finally he opens his mouth and they were in his mouth.
Chewing them.
Anyway, that doesn't really build resilience, but that's a great story.
Yeah, it's you have to roll with it. And somewhere along that you're like, right, I have this to accomplish today and I need those.
Well, we've got about 20 minutes because I've actually got somewhere to be today, which is exciting.
Good stuff.
So let's go through today's topic with Laura and see if we can help her write her about me story. Okay, so week one was our mission, values, unique value proposition, niche, who we're talking to. Week two was, what did we do last week?
It's just like colours, font.
Like the brand side of it, and also your bio, like your little like one-line bio that you're going to put on all your social media. So this week is your about me page. So that doesn't mean you're going to necessarily use it on a web page, because we don't all need web pages. This is the amazing thing about social media, is it's basically like your storefront for you. So you don't have to have a web page, but you do need a story. So we're going to talk about having a personal, like a story and a way to introduce yourself, and then how you can take that personal story and create the first piece of content, which is perfect, Laura, because you don't have a first piece of content yet.
No.
So this like help Laura do this today. So we're gonna be including in your about me story something about your journey. So like your background and what led you to start your side hustle. So I'll just go through what it's going to have, and then we can chat about them. Then we're going to chat about your why, so your passion, your mission, the problem that you want to solve for your audience. Then we're going to chat about your values, so the ones that you've already chosen, which we chatted about, which were really cool. Laura sent me her whole document, and then I wrote.
She marked it.
I marked it like a teacher. Well, because Google
I
Docs.
encourage you to all do it.
You send me your homework. In Google Docs, you can make comments. That's all I wanted to do, but I felt like a teacher
discussion. Yeah.
So yeah, highlight the key brand values in your story and how they're going to shape your approach. And then you're going to want to have like a personal touch, like a relatable moment or a challenge that you overcame. You agree? Gorgeous. You agree? I love babies. They're so cool. And the tips that I've got for writing it is like you want it to be conversational, authentic. You want to use I statements or like we if it's a team, and you want to end with a call to action, which I have some really great ideas for us today, because I think this is where we don't do the right thing. And Jade, I want to hear your thoughts on this, but it's so important to have a call to action. Otherwise, how do people know how to connect with you, or what their next step is, or how you want them to act? Otherwise, you're just putting nice fluffy stuff out there, and you're not going to actually engage with people. Like you have to have.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that phrase, call to action?
I have, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So it's basically normally like a one-liner at the end of something you've created with a lead for how people can connect with you.
And language is big. I've learned that along this journey, is that how you say, what you say, when you say is key.
And I think like the fun thing for me about like all this is new to me as well, right? Like I started with Mum with a Side Hustle more than a year ago now, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, I've got this idea, so I'm just going to work on it. I'm just going to roll. And now I'm learning about how to build a personal brand and taking other people on the journey, and it's like you just. Like this is, I don't know, for me, this is fun. Like this is creative. I'm using all my giftings and skills that I've learned across my life, and now I've got somewhere to channel it.
And where it could go. I mean, we're just probably the first few to go through it.
That's right.
You never know where this
build a personal brand in a year, guys, in under 3 hours a week. Yeah. Okay, so we'll work on the hook soon. So you want to start with a hook, but we can work on that as we go along. But maybe let's have a chat about your journey. So how did you come to starting your business? What challenges did you overcome? And why are you passionate about your work? So just have a think about those 3 questions. I know that's a lot. They're right in front of you.
Yeah, how did you start your business? Okay, so we sort of, so Umbrella, the businesses that we've been following. So we do patches through LifeWave Patches. We do Isogenics, and then Jonathan through trading does GFU, and then we've got Raising Royalty, and all of those have been very, very life-changing. And so they're all online businesses. They're all online-based businesses. Yeah, affiliate-based.
Network marketing affiliate-based business.
And then above that, we've kind of got like the financially free lifestyle that we want to encourage others to live and get out of the rat race, whatever that may look like. And they'll have their own dreams, and they'll have like a bigger life-changing dream for others that we want people to discover. And we want to do.
What did you start those businesses? What was the you started for? Well, GFU was already happening, right?
Yeah, we needed to Isogenics just came about because Jonathan had seen the video on the discussion about that on through Raising Royalty, but also the easiness of it in the mornings for him and I to just have something and be good for a few hours. And then GFU through trading, Raising Royalty because of Master the Code and the changes that we're getting out of there as a community. And what's this the other? Oh, the patches. Yeah, so that was just about general wellness, but we'd also heard that it was good for eczema, which Jonathan and my daughter had. And so then we were like, right, we need to kickstart our life-changing journey, I guess. So then we just threw ourselves at all of those opportunities. And then we were like, well, it's more than just those businesses. It's the lifestyle here. That's my goal, is to share this lifestyle with however many other families and inspire, you know, worldwide movement towards it.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of
I love that
why.
worldwide movement.
Worldwide movement. And what challenges do we get overcome? Heaps. Our own inside that we didn't even know were there. And then yeah, sort of, so the businesses have their own probably challenges, but then also social media and my perception of that was a challenge, and I've sort of overcome that, learned to deal with that.
Yeah.
And why am I passionate about this? Because I feel like there is so much to be had in it's just so much positive to be out there, and a huge amount of time is spent working for somebody else. And just head down, bum up, no.
And just do that for the rest
Yeah,
of your
and
life,
just do that.
hoping that
Yeah.
you'll one day make enough money
Yeah.
to pay off your house
Yeah.
before you retire,
Yeah.
if you're lucky.
And that's so self-centered as well, you know, like, yeah, when you're in a position to think outside just yourself, so who could you help, who could you inspire, who could you help, you know, change their life. So yeah, that was kind of why I'm passionate. And then obviously when I found this group and Alicia and what she's doing, I get more passionate about it, because I'm like, well, there's probably is people out there that would like to hear my journey.
Yeah.
And what I'm into.
That's been helpful to hear that. Like, the market's not saturated, guys. Your journey has something significant to offer other people. So please, like, share your story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's craft that into a sentence. So, for example, you could say, like, we launched our lifestyle business or our Divine Life Diaries. I reckon that's a good one because now I've got here. So this is mine. I launched Mum with a Side Hustle because I saw so many mums struggling to keep their side hustles alive or managing family life. So, like, for you, like, if you were to fill in that sentence, like, I launched Divine Life Diaries, as if you've done it already. Yeah. Well, you do it. Like, let's say this is your first TikTok, right? So why did you, what was the struggle you were trying to meet with Divine Life Diaries?
Maybe because every time you go to a playgroup or around people, you know, there's a level of just surviving, you know, and it's like, what if you actually had 5 minutes to dream something crazy, or you wanted to start one of these businesses? How would that look?
So let's just take that. So I launched Divine Life Diaries because I saw so many people struggling with
accepting the norm, or
like no vision, no vision, feeling like they had to degrade their life to live it happily. So what do you feel like has qualified you to help other people?
Probably my journey in itself, and also then I have like a health and sport background. So you definitely know how to overcome challenges and make yourself better and transform yourself. And coaching, obviously. And coaching, but also real life.
So you could say something like, with years of experience in coaching and personal development or fitness or just following like what I've got here, like I felt called to champion other families who need someone in their corner to remind them that they can build businesses or like dream bigger for their life and actually succeed at their dream, something like that. Does that fit for what your journey has been and what you're like wanting for other people?
Definitely, and just remind them is there's beauty in the raw, and
talk about that.
Talk to that.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. There's beauty in the raw.
Just in the general, you can share a story about something you've been through or something you're challenged with, and there are multiple people out there that it resonates with, or it might not be identical, but they can definitely get something from it.
Or that she might pull that lamp onto her head. The lamp doesn't matter, but her head does.
The lamp is very attractive. I understand that. So I guess maybe to that point, I just anything's possible, like quite literally. If you're sitting there with a a little niggle about starting something.
Yeah.
It's
Just do it. So then you're going to want to talk about your mission, like why you do what you do. So what problem are you solving for your audience and what makes your approach different? Do you feel like you would have answers for that? What problem you're solving? Do you need to get your water?
I do have a water. It's in the other bag.
If you need to get it, that's okay.
Okay.
What problem do you think you solve for your audience? I reckon it's somewhere in that realm of like even knowing that you're allowed to dream bigger. Would that
Yeah.
fit for you? No, that's gonna go get a drink of water. Yeah, so this is actually a template which I can share with everyone. And for those in the Mum Tribe, it's going to go in the Google Drive. And yeah, so this is a template about how you can craft your About Me story. And it's going to start with some sort of hook, which I would suggest you write at the end. Then you're going to talk about your journey like Laura just has. And then you're going to want to talk about your mission. So why you do what you do. So yeah, do you feel like you know how are you feeling now?
Yeah, good.
What problem you solve? Or that bit you've still got to work on figuring that out. Like what?
Yeah, probably like really narrow that down, but I guess it would be something along like inspiring others to step into themselves and maybe what they want to achieve.
Yeah, cool. I like that. And then what makes your approach different? I reckon this is a real key. This is connected to your unique value proposition. So do you know why you would think your approach would be different?
I think, did we sort of talk about this, about how, you know, like my personal journey, and the approach would be different through the real timeness of life.
Yeah. I think all of us, our approach somewhat stems from like just that we all have a unique perspective on life. Like I was actually talking to Rita last night, and one thing that I felt came out of our conversation, Rita, is that Rita is not a want to be at the front kind of person, but her skill is actually in the noticing of what people need and meeting a need for them quietly without other people even necessarily. She doesn't even need anything for it. Is that Rita? Just nod your head if I'm on the money there. You know, and she might not think that that's a superpower, but it really is a superpower because like a lot of people don't even focus on others and they don't even know what other people need. And so like someone like Rita can come into a situation and intuitively know, like I can make this place better by showing up and looking around and seeing what they're going to need and just doing something about it. So I reckon, Rita, that's your unique value. Something in that realm of like, I notice people. I notice what other people don't notice, and I can help you with something you didn't even know you needed help with. It's exciting. Okay, and then we're going to write you a call to action, and I'm going to zip down to some little templates that I got the AI tool to work on for me. So here we go. I'm going to give you guys a few really cool calls to action. And the reason you would do that is because you want to open the door for people to walk through with you. You don't want to leave them hanging with like, here's a nice story. Because people want to connect with you and they want to comment on your post, but not all posts get comments.
Yeah.
And the algorithm favors it when people interact with you. So we're going to be smart about the way we do this. So here's some things you could add, Laura, onto your post to help get engagement. So you could say something like, if you're on a similar journey, I'd love to connect. Tell me where you're at in the comments or personal message me. And I feel like that could be a really cool like line for you. If you're on a similar journey, I'd love to connect because that's obviously who you're looking for. When we are doing a personal brand, we're not looking for everyone. We're looking for people motivated to make change in their life.
Yeah.
It's really important that we find the people motivated to do that. Okay, here's another one. Have you ever felt this way too? Let me know. I'm building a space where we can grow together. So that's a great one for me with Mum with a Side Hustle, because I do literally have a space that we're growing together. This is just the beginning, and I love to share the journey with you. Follow along for more behind the scenes. That could be really good for yours as well. And if this resonates, send me a message. I love hearing your stories too.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Because really what we want to build, we were on a call this morning actually for one of our businesses, but we want more connection. We want more ways to connect with people. Alvine has dropped her biscuit all the way at the back of the table.
Yeah, that won't be an issue.
So, okay, so you're probably going to have to go home, and I can get your biscuit, Alvine. It's okay. I'm going to get it for you.
Hold the call.
I'm constantly so grateful that I called this mum with a side hustle because it gives me permission to like
shop as
like I mean last week did you see my son like was pounding on the door? I need to go toilet. Okay, so so Laura, when you finish writing your story, you're going to ask yourself, is it personal and relatable? Does it clearly explain your mission and values? And does it invite your audience to engage with you? Okay, so you're going to ask yourself that, which is going to be on the worksheet for you to work out. And then you're going to use a very powerful tool to write your first post. Okay, you don't have to do this, but I just don't have any time to waste. So I'm going to use the power of AI to help me. So I've actually created a whole lot of prompts of things I can say to ChatGPT so I'm going to write the story myself, right? And I'm going to refine it, but then I'm going to put it in ChatGPT and I'm going to put a prompt with it. So for example, let's use Laura because she's going to be doing TikTok. So I'm going to say, turn this story into a 60-second TikTok script. I can use include a hook at the start, the heart of the story, and a call to action at the end.
Okay.
So when you have to train your AI tool, it doesn't intuitively know what you want, so you've got to give it information. So you tell it, this is what I want you to do, and then put in the context of what you've already done. For anyone who's maybe on something like Facebook, you could say, turn this personal story into a heartfelt social media post that introduces who I am, shares why I started my business, and invites others to connect. Okay, that's something else you could say. It can even like make you a carousel. If you're not sure what a carousel is like those ones that you swipe through.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen those on you're not on Instagram?
I know what.
Okay, you know. You can tell it to make your script shorter or longer. So one of the problems I sometimes have is I write really long posts and then I have it set so if I put it on Instagram, it posts straight to Facebook. But the problem is that Facebook allows longer posts than Instagram. So then I asked ChatGPT, help me rewrite this post so it fits for Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I like to tell ChatGPT is if it starts to write it in a way that doesn't sound genuinely me anymore, I'm like, can you please stick closer to my words? And then it will rewrite it in a way that actually seems more close to my words. So yeah, and I played around when coming into my 40th birthday, I did all these posts and I did a few reels and I played around with I've forgotten the name of it now, but there's an app that can video record you while it plays the script that you've written. What's the other word for script? Teleprompt. It's a teleprompting app. So you can actually have a teleprompting app and record yourself saying your script. But I just didn't feel like it was as genuine as I wanted it to be. But if you can nail that, then that could be your thing, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, so but I definitely know I want to get better at like how I talk and all that sort of thing. So yeah, do you have any other like comments, Laura, or something you want to take away from today's call or any other thoughts? This has been our like whiz bang, like fast action.
Definitely. No, I think it's really good, and these really do have direction, and it does help to sort of put it all together. With the AI, if you've been going through the journey and getting its help along the way, will it just naturally take the past to follow
Your past posts or things that
it
I mean, I load it with a lot of stuff, so I find that over time it starts to forget a little bit.
Yeah.
And I have to remind it. So I will sometimes say like, here's my core values again.
Oh, yes.
So I'll actually remind it. So you could give it like, for example, that whole document you wrote about your mission, unique value proposition, your values, etc. When you are crafting your story, you can give it all of that information as well. Say, this is what my brand is about. and then here's my story. Can
Oh,
you
yeah.
tell me, like, give me some feedback on what I've written? And then when it comes down into, I would do it at that stage. And then when it comes down into writing a post, then I think it will have kind of grabbed that. Yeah, but it does seem for me to forget.
Yeah.
In fact, when I was writing my posts for turning 40, it started like making up names of people. And I was like, I've never told you about those people. They're like, oh, you must have mentioned it somewhere. And I was like, "No." So, but yeah, definitely get a free account because then it keeps it in memory. My husband didn't know this. He's been using it for way longer than me. And he's like, it never remembers anything. I'm like, well, have you created a free account?
Yeah, I have created a free account and it is life changing.
my little habit, and we do need to finish, but my little habit is to work until it runs out of, because have you ever hit the limit?
Mhm.
And I hit the limit and then it says you can start again at this time. I'm like, oh well, I'll have to stop for the night then.
Yeah. Constructive.
That's my little thing. Okay, well, any last words?
Yeah, I guess if you don't necessarily just have the one brand that you're associated with, you know, being open to discussion with other people to sort of get your umbrella or your structure right is probably key. And yeah, Alicia's been really helpful in sort of brainstorming ideas of how it might look.
And come join us at Mum with a Side Hustle.
Yeah.
And you can do it all for free.
Yeah.
And if you jump on our weekly Zoom calls, then we're happy to like help and
Yeah.
connect
think
with
so.
you
Yeah.
and get more ideas.
Engaging with others is where it's at.
Well, I just want to remind you that you have a superpower because of the season you're in. When we face limits in life, oh, Alvine, they're really invitations into transforming ourselves into something else. So whether you're facing something in your parenting or in your business or in your relationships, there's always that potential to grow and become someone greater. So let's be women who see challenges and rise. We're going to keep going live every week for the next, we're up to week 3 and there's 8 weeks in this Facebook group, and there'll be replays up on YouTube, taking you through the process step by step of how to start building your brand. The first 8 weeks are kind of the most key to get you going. Of course, we want to, like, our focus is 3 hours a week for a whole year. Like, we want to see what happens after a whole year of working at this. But yeah, like if you know other mums who would benefit from some help knowing how to show up online, then join me and Laura and the Mum Tribe, Jay, Rita, and Pam and everyone else, and Kieran, because we'd love to encourage you and journey with you. So yeah, please share this call with friends. And
awesome.
Thank
And
you
any
so
other
much for
feedback
coming.
for me and my journey, then feel free to put it on here and we'll find it.
Yes, please drop a comment. We'd love to know that you were here with us today. Cool. Bless you guys. See you.